Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So, in a very mixed night, a mixed bag night for the Republicans, there were some highlights. In fact, a pretty big highlight, in which everyone thought, oh, it was going to pass anyway. Well, here's the thing: you can't think that. I mean, yes, this is common sense, a common sense ballot measure which would, if passed, and it was passed, allow and require photo identification to vote. The problem with this when it comes to getting this ballot measure passed, really does depend on turnout, and it really does depend on the atmosphere. We saw, I want to believe 3 years ago, Arizona reject this ballot measure. Very close, but all the shenanigans came out. But what I mean by the shenanigans, I mean people that are so emotional and so irrational that they don't understand. They think it's voter suppression if we need an ID, require an ID to vote. And from their logic, though, I'm already trying to come to their logic. I disagree with them 100%, but this is their logic. They think voting is a what in this case, a human right, a right given by birth, and that you need, and then again, nothing can stop you from voting. They believe that there should be no obstacles for fulfilling your right to vote. And there is yes and no to that. Because A, it's not a human right. Because if it was a human right, then everyone, regardless if you are an American citizen or not, would be allowed to vote. And anyone who is here in the state visiting would be allowed to vote in that state election. So no, the answer is no, it's not a human right and never will be. And that's okay. And the second part to that answer to that is saying, yes, you do. It's a right, meaning yes, you should be able to vote. But however, Americans also have a right to make sure their election is secure and make sure that their election is complete and full with integrity. So there has to be balance. They think, oh, there should be no obstacles because I have a right to vote. Well, then again, the process needs to be secure. This is a federal process. Okay? We need ID. The common sense is we need ID. We have ID for everything else. We have ID in order to go to the bar or consume alcohol. We need ID to drive. We also require a state ID. And which honestly, if you're here legally, you should honestly have. Period. The Democrats, they think, and honestly, I don't think they think. They're trying to grift because they want their illegal immigrant friends to vote in this election. I mean, come on. We don't want to assume that. It's not right to assume that. Well, what? You're not giving us any choice when you're straight out opposed to this common sense ballot measure, which would basically allow anyone with photo identification, which is pretty much 90% of the state, regardless. I mean, they think, oh, it's for people of color to vote. Really? You think people of color don't have photo identification? I think over 99% of them do, unless they're here illegally. And that goes with people that are non-persons of color. Just to clarify. But, yeah, if everyone should have a photo identification unless you're here illegally. Period. And that's honestly, that's how we capture illegal aliens. We say, hey, can we see your photo identification? If they can't provide you one, then you're going to have to take them in. It's illegal to go walking around the city or doing life without a photo identification. Did you know that? Because the law has the right to question you. The left doesn't like that. Why does the law have to question me? Because you're living here, period. And if you're living here, then you have to abide by the law. You have to abide by the rules. You're not entitled to live in this state. You're not entitled to live in this city. You're not entitled to live in this county. And you're not entitled to live in this country. You can leave if you hate America so much. So the people that are burning Tesla dealerships, leave. Leave. If you can't respect an American business, leave. And if you love Canada and Europe so much, go there. If you love Gaza so much, go over there. I don't understand why these Gaza lovers would just fly all the way to Gaza if they love it so much. Go. Fight for Palestine. You can't fight for Palestine here. The Israelis aren't over here. Go over there. But they're cowards. They're stupid. They're fake. They don't actually want to fight. They're just virtue signaling because they think they're good people and they're not. But I got off topic. I'm just telling you the hypocrisy of the left. They think they're doing a great thing by honestly striking down a common sense ballot measure to make sure that people without a photo identification can vote. And the thing is, people without a photo identification are here illegally. Period. They're already breaking the law without getting a photo identification. That's one offense. And second, they're here illegally. If you collect more information, which is pretty easy. But that's the thing. I think part of it is Democrats realize that they want the illegal immigrants to vote in these elections. That's why they're so opposed for them to leave. That's why they're trying to create these sad sob stories about illegal immigrants leaving, yada, yada, yada. And all those sob stories will exist. They're true. Some of them are true. But guess what? They're going to continue. Because this happened under Democrats. This shouldn't have happened. Period. And I guarantee you, they want the sob story. They do these sad sob stories so we can stop the mass deportations. That's not going to work. Period. It's not going to work. Reason? It's not going to work because the reason why is this is a crisis. Period. They started this. Democrats started this. They proved to us they didn't want to fix it. And we're saying, okay, we are going to do it. But when we do it the right way, they're going to boo-hoo-wah and cry about it. And we're just going to say, hey, look, this is the reality. Unfortunately, people are going to be deported. And we're going to catch some people that are actually American citizens. And they're going to be rounded up accidentally. That will happen. And we're going to do our best to not do that. And we 100% apologize if that happens. Unfortunately, in some cases, hey, I don't support racial profiling. But, hey, I mean, there's some cases where you're going to have to do it. Period. And you don't want to. And I know these ICE agents, they feel bad. And I don't justify racial profiling in any way. But you see how extreme the left has got. This is a scenario that never should have happened. And we're doing stuff that we don't want to do. But unfortunately, the left let this happen. But I got off of track again. We were talking about people with photo identification and how that links with illegal immigration. Actually, looking at the results, you'll see that only 2 counties voted against it. We got the county of Dane, which is 100% cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. 178,000 people, almost 200,000 people voted against this. That is ridiculous. This is insane. Dane County is a lost cause. It absolutely is a lost cause. And you have Milwaukee, which is actually more moderate. It's 51% no, 49% yes. There are some common sense people, not many. But those counties believe, this is just depriving people the right to vote. But they're not understanding. They just don't like it on paper. It's depriving people the right to vote. Well, who are the people who don't have the right to vote? Illegal aliens. So, who aren't supposed to be here? So that's 99%. This is just integrity. This is ensuring our right as American citizens to have a safe and secure election, to make sure our election isn't being intrigued and invaded by foreign powers. But yes, you'll see the liberal counties are a little bit more lighter, understandably. They have a little bit more insane people in there. La Crosse, Eau Claire, Portage County, Menominee. Hey, Menominee, it's the most liberal county in the state. But let's give it to them. Give it to them. They voted for this ballot measure. There's majority sane people, not totally sane, but sanity that enough to actually say, I think photo ID to vote is necessary. Keep it in mind. Keep in mind, this is a tribal county. This is a tribal county, meaning 90% of this county are Native American. I think they come from the Menominee tribe. But yes, this is Native American land. The Native Americans support this, guys. Which means they are 100% more smarter than the stupid college students in Dane County in the University of Madison. Who would have known? I mean, we all knew these people were smart. No one's doubting the intelligence of Menominee County. But we were told so long that Dane County, the college students, they're so smart. They're educated, they say. So educated. Really? Well, they're not educated when it comes to common sense stuff. But yes, it's sad. This whole, 65% have to vote against the ballot measure, but that's Dane County, period. You also got Douglas County supporting this, 60%. It's the most, it voted Democratic the longest, I want to believe. I'm not going to look it up. I thought about it, but it's voted Democratic since 1928. Very big Democrat. It's coming back to the right. It's coming back to the right pretty quickly. After 100 years. I wouldn't say it's coming back. Bayfield, 54%. So I want to say, obviously, the county that voted against this the most is, no surprise, Dane County. We already went over that. Yes, Florence County, which I believe in the last couple of elections has been the most Republican county in presidential elections. It is pretty Republican, bordered with Michigan, Upper Michigan. You also have Marinette. But 85%, which is very good, of Florence County saying yes to this ballot measure. Ideally, expectationally, if seeing that this is a common sense ballot measure, this ballot measure needs to get 90%. But the reality is we have stupid people in America and very emotional people in America. And even though back then this ballot measure would have got 90%, unfortunately, the future generations, they're so cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. They're so woke, and they're so wokeified, and they're just going to feed in with the emotion. And hey, at least they're the minority. 37%. We would love more, but it could have been worse. Waukesha's at 72%. That's good. Ozaukee, I don't know what's happened with Ozaukee County. It's obviously the most liberal. We got to remember, Tony Evers won this county, guys, back in his superintendent run. And he won every county except for Washington and Waukesha counties. He did break Ozaukee County, meaning that, yeah, it's definitely the most liberal out of the WoW counties. I would assume it's the most popular. Well, no, it's not the most popular. Waukesha is a lot, but Washington and Ozaukee doesn't really have much people, or does it? I think it has 100,000 at least, but it is influential. But anyway, what do you guys think in regards to this video? Let me know down below. And as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.